So this is the second video for workshop 3, and I'm going to talk about the model in a little bit more detail. For some of you, all you need to know about the model is that when you have a positive mindset, it will create positive thoughts, positive feelings, which will allow you to take really good action that will get great results in your life. Basically, if you are a happy person who's positive and tries to do the best you can in every situation, then you'll get excellent results. If you tend to be more pessimistic or realistic, because there's varying degrees on the scale of optimism, but if you tend to be more kind of accepting or pessimistic, you need to try and think the best thoughts that you can and have the most positive mindset, or at least the most accepting mindset in a difficult situation. And that will allow you to feel better, which will allow you to take positive action and get good results. Because if you have a negative mindset, you're going to feel bad, and then you're not going to put your heart and soul into whatever you're doing, and your results will not be as good as they could have been if you'd approach whatever the situation is with a slightly more productive attitude. So that's to summarize the model. But the model was created by my business coach, Brooke Castillo, and I will link more to her podcast if you want to look into this some more. But for me, the idea that my thoughts could create my results in life was amazing, and it took me a long time, probably 6 or 7 months, to truly believe this and see it in action. And this business is purely as a result of me changing my thoughts and believing that I could do something, and because I believed in it, everybody else believed in it. Now, it helps that I have the training, it helps that I have the background, and of course the English accent makes me easier to listen to, maybe. But the model is it's the most life-changing thing that you can learn. So the thing that you need to know about me is I can't work backwards. My camera, I can't figure out which way I have to go to get my things to show up. But this is the model. So your circumstances are neutral. Things happen in the world, they're not positive, they're not negative until you have a thought about them. And once you have a thought about a situation, then it will create a feeling, depending on whether you have a positive thought or a negative thought. And then once you've created that thought, and the feelings that it creates will drive the actions that you take. If you're thinking something positive, you will probably take positive action. If you're thinking something negative, you'll either take no action at all, or you won't take the best action that you could. And based on the action that you take, you'll get the results. So that's the model summarized, and I will link all of these in the notes below. But the example that I went through was my fear of flying. I hate flying based on thoughts that I have about previous flights. It is nothing. I've probably, say I've taken 1,000 flights, I would say out of those 1,000 flights, maybe 200 were not perfect. The rest were all fine, but my thoughts are always catastrophic when it comes to flying. Everything else I'm super positive, but that's something that I have to work on. So you can use your thoughts about coworkers. If you think about coworkers in a positive way, you'll get a more positive result from them, because if you remember, I told you that once your brain thinks a thought, it's going to look for evidence of that thought. So if you think that a coworker is disorganized, or a coworker doesn't care about their job, or your customer is really annoying and just picky, then you're going to be looking for evidence that those people are what you feel. If you think that every time you go into a meeting you're just going to get picked on, that is your thought, and then you'll have that victim mentality. Whereas if you are prepared for a meeting and you go in there knowing that you've got amazing results in your department and you're prepared, and then when you're asked to present something, you'll have a positive attitude, you'll be well prepared, and the results are you'll have a very productive meeting. So you have complete control over your thoughts and the outcome that happens, even if something catastrophic happens. Another example that I love to give was there was a technician who was going across one of the causeways over Tampa Bay, and the wheel came off his truck. Because he is just that calm, accepting person, it wasn't a catastrophe. He pulled over to the side of the truck, and luckily it was a double axle trailer, but he rigged his trailer up and made it across the causeway, pulled into a parking lot and dealt with it. For other people, when in that same circumstance, it could have been catastrophic, it could have been awful, but he had the right mindset. And that's what the model teaches you. When you have control over your thoughts and you're thinking positive things, even in the worst possible situation, you'll get, if not a great outcome, certainly the best outcome that you can. And so if you feel like your results in life are based on whether your boss appreciates you, on how much money you're paid, or all kinds of external factors, then you have no control over your life. When you believe that by being positive and doing the right thing and taking action, you will create the results in your life, you can do anything. And then when you combine that with being not changing the, no, accepting you can't change the past, then you can move forward in a really positive way and achieve amazing things.